Hi there, I'm Deb Evans, with President of Franchise Foundry, and I wanted to do a very quick Google Hangout and recording with some of my franchise friends to give those first-time attendees coming to the IFA Annual Convention in New Orleans some tips, because it's really strategic planning needs to take place before you attend your first convention. Don't be afraid, it's okay, we're all very friendly people, but we do have some tips to share with you. So Maria, would you please introduce yourself and let everyone know what you've learned from the first two conferences you've attended?
Thanks, Deb and Jack. I appreciate the invitation to share ideas on how to make the most of your attendance at the 54th IFA Annual Conference in New Orleans. I am Maria Haan. I'm the Executive Director for the Valpak Franchisees Association, and my role is to help the association promote strength, stability, and excellence in support of the association and the network. I have been an IFA member since 2012, and I've attended 2 IFA conferences. And while I've learned quite a bit from those conferences, I know there's still a lot more that I can learn. What I wanted to do is just share 4 things that I thought were great takeaways from my conferences. And first and foremost, I would say it's networking and getting involved. If you're an extrovert, I think it's a lot easier for you, but if you're not, it's going to be a little more challenging. So I would say set goals for yourself. Make them attainable, and make them attainable for yourself. For example, make a goal that you would meet 10 new people a day and introduce yourself to them. And ask open-ended questions. At the luncheon or during breaks, sit with people you don't know. Again, introduce yourself, ask open-ended questions, and if they're on LinkedIn, see if you can connect with them, and connect with them right then and there. They'll remember who you are. But don't be afraid to meet new people. IFA attendees are all wonderful, and they're there to help you. And remember, it could be their first convention too, so you're making it easier for them. Secondly, I would say stay hydrated. Wear comfortable shoes, dress business casual, and be sure to have a sweater. Logo apparel is a plus for getting your company name out there, and always wear your name tag. Most importantly for me was to take the time to walk the hotel before things got started. I wanted to get familiar with where the restrooms were. Yeah, that was important. And where the IFA registration desk is, and the session rooms, where are they located? This will give you a general idea of the layout and help you get to your sessions on time. And lastly, I suggest make the most of the opportunity. Meet new people, make new connections, and take in all that you can during the conference. And don't worry about digesting any of the information until you get home. Enjoy the adventure, and by all means, have fun. Deb, those are just some of the things that I had taken away over the past 2 years, and I'm certain there's more. But I'm going to turn it back to you. Thanks.
Very good. I think those are fine things to remember. And Jack, now there's a few things that I know you can share that you've gone to one convention after another, and
yes.
So what more can we add here?
You know, everything Maria said was really spot on. Especially about taking the time to network and meeting new people. I think a couple of the things that that I would add to that include make sure that you bring business cards. Everybody seems to be under the impression that with smartphones and tablets and everything else that we don't really need business cards anymore. But trust me, when you're on the floor of the exhibit hall, or you're in a session or something like that, no one really wants to pull out a smartphone and start typing things in. So the best thing to do is just bring your business cards. If you think you need to bring 20, bring 40. If you think you need to bring 50, bring 100. It doesn't matter. They're cheap. Print up a bunch of new ones if you haven't printed any new ones in a while. Make them something that people really want to take a look at, and they're not just going to throw away 5 minutes later. But there's nothing better than having your business card with you. Also, secondly, in case someone that you're speaking with does not have a business card, the second most important thing to bring with you is a pen. Because unless you're in the exhibit hall at the time where there's pens on every table, most people don't have a pen on them anymore because, you know, God forbid we write anything, right? So, so bring a pen. So in case you do need to jot down someone's email address or phone number or Twitter handle or however you're gonna talk to each other next week, you can jot it down on one of your cards and take that with you or something like that. So business card number 1, pen number 2. If you've got any an easy way to carry some hand sanitizer, you know, that's not just for the germaphobes out there, but for all of us who really don't want to bring home all of the viruses from various parts of the world. Bring that with you. It's also something that you might want to be able to share with someone after you've been sitting at a round table or something like that. If I've ever pulled out a small bottle of Purell at the end of a session, everybody at the table is like, "Oh, hey, can I have a little of that too?" Because they've been shaking hands with everyone all day. So that's another thing to bring with you in your conference bag as well. I was just looking over a list from franchise.org of all of the sessions that are posted, and Deb, I think we wanted to talk a little bit about the choosing sessions and choosing roundtables. Going along with what Maria was saying about networking with new people, I think something that I would challenge everybody who has been to an IFA convention before, and all of the newcomers as well, don't just go to something that you already know about and that you're comfortable with. Go to a session that may be a little bit outside of your sweet spot. So if you're a marketing person, go to something that's focused on business development. If you're a franchise salesperson, go to some of the legal sessions. If you're a lawyer or some other supplier, go to a session that's focused on franchisees. So I think what we do too often is we just go to the comfortable places and we hear things that we might already know, and it turns into somewhat of an echo chamber. So I would challenge everybody to take a look at the schedule, highlight the stuff that you really want to hit, but also look for the things that you might not normally be interested in, because I guarantee you'll learn something if you do that. Same thing goes with the summits and the roundtables. On Sunday is the big summit and roundtable session that I'm looking forward to, the Digital Marketing and Technology Summit. That's at 9 a.m. on Sunday the 23rd. But I would also say to all of my marketing and tech friends, don't be afraid to go to. I've got another list here of some of the other business roundtables and sessions that are happening on Monday and Tuesday. They might not have anything to do with marketing, might not have anything to do with technology or the stuff that you're comfortable with, but I guarantee you will learn something that might help you out when working with your company, with your franchisees, or anyone else in the franchising industry. So step outside of the comfort zone a little bit, but still wear your comfortable shoes.
Totally agree. So now the techie side of me does have to remind the folks that are going to bring all their smartphones with them, bring backup. It is hard to find power supplies, outlets to charge those phones, but I was told that I believe this year IFA is going to have a charging center so that we can go and charge up. Now the thing is normally those charging centers is you have to put your smartphone into the little mailbox and lock it up and walk away. Can you imagine Deb without her smartphone in her hand for even 5 minutes? I mean, that's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I have 2 backups that are in my bag that I will take. But for those that are more comfortable about leaving it behind for a few minutes to get it powered up, you can do that. And the round tables, Jack, that you mentioned, and Maria, I think you remember this from last year too, there are 100 tables set up in those round table sessions for the CEO session. Now, you need to spend some time looking at that agenda when you get to the convention, because we do not have every roundtable listed yet on the website or any print material. And choose the roundtables you want to attend. Don't just choose 2 because you know there's going to be 2 sessions. You better choose a handful, because if you go to table 1 and the next table you want to attend is table 98, and they ring that bell and say, okay, you have 5 minutes, all 3,500 of you, to get from one table to the other, you may not make it to that table of your second choice. So those are things that I always tell everybody to be aware of the next session and what what you plan on attending. And then there's the fun things that happen before and after the real conference itself. The tweet ups or the 5K walk. There'll be a 5K walk on Sunday morning. Look at Facebook, look at Brand Social, because we're all posting these events. So go to have fun and network. And Marie, I love your idea. I mean, I think for Jack and I, who think we go and we know everybody there, I can't wait to make my list and meet 10 new people every day. So I think that's great.
Thanks.
Anything else? Let's see, power supply, anything else that we may have missed that we need to let folks know?
Did we mention the app?
The app is coming out. Thank you, Maria. It should be out. I just talked to Dan Gibson yesterday with IFA. It really should be out in the next 2 weeks. Again, I'd say, watch your smart briefs, your emails. Go to Fran Social. They're going to keep everything up to date on Fran Social, and then when you get that app, use it. It's really good. One of the things I like to do too, we all wear our badges, and you have your name on it. And if I come across someone who's forgotten that business card, I take my phone, I ask them to hold their badge up next to their face, and I take their picture. So
Great idea.
It's
Great
that
idea.
way. I've got the name and the badge, and believe me, people have looked at me before and said, "What?" But
no, that's
it's in my phone that way. So there's my contact. So I'd say,
And I think too, that's not a strange thing to say to someone anymore. I mean, in the selfie society now, everyone is pretty used to having a picture taken with someone or for someone. So, so that's a great idea. I would also say too, you mentioned taking a look at all of the lists of the sessions to see which ones you really want to go to. I would also encourage people, aside from just going to things that are a little bit outside of their wheelhouse typically, don't just flock to the most popular sessions. Don't go to just the sessions that have, the great keynote speaker or some superstar or whomever is coming in from whatever, hot company this year. I think some of the most interesting conversations I've had at past conventions have been at some of the sessions that don't have hundreds of people trying to flow into the room at the same time, where it's a little smaller and maybe there's only a dozen or so people have shown up. That typically leads to the speakers and the audience being a lot more familiar and a lot less formal about it, and you might actually have conversations rather than just sitting there listening to someone talk and show a PowerPoint for an hour. So, so don't be afraid to go to some of those less traveled roads when it comes to some of these speakers and sessions.
I agree, and I'll throw in one more tip too. I think we all go and we come back in awe of what IFA and the IFA committee and the staff has put together. But I really encourage everyone, if there's somebody on the IFA staff that you've not met, please introduce yourself and say hello and thank them in person, because they really have worked hard, and it's just not the staff, it's the committee members and the leaders there. So don't hesitate to go up, and Maria, you said that earlier, be that extrovert. Go out there and introduce yourself and let them know that they've done a good job. So I hope to meet everybody there.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're also nervous about how's the show going, and is everyone enjoying themselves? Is everyone learning? Is this show better than last year?
Right.
And I think if you go up to any of those IFA staff and the committee people and tell them, hey, this has been a great show so far, you're really going to make their day, and you're probably going to make a friend for life.
Yeah. I mean, you and I, all three of us, we've worked conventions before, and if you're behind the scenes working it, you're not enjoying it. You are on point, and that's why you see Ann Pudiak and Debbie Moss and Dan Gibson and Paul Rocchio, everybody running all over the place. And a lot of times, too, stop them and ask them, is there something I can do to help you? 9 out of 10 times they say no, because they've got it under control. But you never know. They might need our help. So.
And they're always smiling, too.
They're always smiling.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, why don't we do this? We're all on Fran Social, and we certainly can be reached there. But why don't you, Maria, you go first, give your email address, and let folks know how they can reach you. So if they want to contact you direct, they can.
You can contact me by my mobile phone. It's 727-282-8194. or feel free to email me at mcsh@tampabay.rr.com.
Great. And Jack, how can we reach you?
Probably the best way to get all my contact information is just go to my blog site, jackmonson.com, JACKMONSON. I've got my phone number, my email address, company information, LinkedIn link, everything right there. So whatever you're most comfortable with using to reach out to me, it's all right there, jackmonson.com. And hope to hear from you and hope to meet you in person at the convention in less than, what is it, less than 6 weeks now, right?
Probably.
Oof.
We'll have to do the countdown. And I'm Deb at franchisefoundry.com and on Friend Social, and that's where all my phone numbers and LinkedIn connections and everything's there. So looking forward to it. You guys travel safe. Jack, stay warm in Chicago.
Thank you. We're trying.
Thank you so much, guys. It was good talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jack.